Welcome to INTROSERV.
Today, I'm going to show you how to get a fully working Kubernetes setup on a single VPS. We're talking K3s, a slick web GUI with Portainer, and a terminal dashboard with K9s. Quick prerequisites. Here's what you need. An INTROSERV VPS on Ubuntu 24.04, at least 2 gigs of RAM, root SSH access, and a browser. That's it.
Here is how to quickly order your VPS. Proceed to introserv.com. Go to Products, VPS, Linux VPS. Select your needed base server configuration. Additionally, configure your server according to your requirements. And click Order. First up, K3s. Think of it as Kubernetes with the fat trimmed off. Full functionality, but lightweight enough to run on a single small server. That's exactly what we need.
Let's install it. One command does the whole thing.
This doesn't just install K3s. It registers it as a systemd service, meaning it starts automatically every time the server reboots. No manual restarts needed. Now we need to tell kubectl where the cluster config lives. Without this, it tries to connect to localhost on port 8080 and just fails.
Save it to bashrc so this sticks across sessions.
Let's verify the node is ready. And check the storage class. You should see local path marked as default. Portainer needs this to provision its volume. If local path isn't default, Portainer will just hang in pending and never start. K3s sets it by default, so this should be fine. Part 2, Portainer. This is a web-based UI for Kubernetes. Instead of typing commands to check what's running, you just open a browser. Great for getting a quick overview of your cluster. We're deploying it using a YAML manifest, which is basically a config file that tells Kubernetes exactly what to create. The container, the storage, the network port, everything in one go.
That manifest creates a namespace for Portainer, a persistent volume for its data, and exposes it on port 30779. Let's watch the pod come up.
The pod needs about a minute to start and claim its storage. If the browser refuses the connection right away, that's normal. Just wait and check the pod status. Once it's running, open your browser and go to your VPS IP on port 30779. Accept the certificate warning. It's self-signed. Then immediately set your admin username and password. You have roughly 5 minutes before Portainer locks the setup screen. Missed it? Just restart the deployment and go straight back to the browser. Part 3, K9s. If Portainer is for viewing, K9s is for working. It's a real-time terminal dashboard, like Top for your Kubernetes cluster. Open a second terminal. We'll run K9s here and keep it up for the rest of the video. Install with the web install script. That puts it in our home folder. Let's copy it somewhere globally accessible. Launch K9s with sudo. We need to pass the kubectl explicitly, otherwise sudo drops it and K9s can't find the cluster. Let's now actually test the cluster. Deploy Nginx with 3 replicas. That created a deployment, a replica set, and 3 pods. Let's see them all. Scale up to 5. Now let's test self-healing. Grab a pod name. Delete it. Watch K9s in the second terminal. You'll see Kubernetes immediately spin up a replacement. New pod, back to 5. The cluster fixed itself. Let's expose it with a node port service to make it reachable from outside.
Check which port it got assigned. That's your external access point, VPS IP plus that port.
Note: K9s ships with Trafic pre-installed, which already occupies ports 80 and 443, so don't try to bind directly on those. Use node port or go through ingress instead. Last part. Let's deploy a real database and prove the data actually survives a pod restart. We'll use a persistent volume claim, a request for storage that lives independently from the pod. If the pod dies, the volume stays, and the new pod reconnects to it.
Apply it.
Check the PVC is bound. Wait for the rollout. Create a table and insert a row. Read it back. It's there. Now delete the pod. Wait for the new pod. Query again. Still there. Pod's gone, data isn't. That's what a persistent volume does. Let me show you what Portainer actually gives you. On the home screen, you can see your cluster, node count, CPU, RAM, connection status. Click to enter it. The dashboard shows a quick count of everything running. Namespaces, applications, services, volumes, all at a glance. Click Applications. Here you see every deployment, its namespace, image, type, and replica status. Our Nginx is 5 out of 5. Postgres is 1 out of 1. Click into the web deployment. You can see how it's exposed. Node port, port 80 mapped to 32052 externally. And below that, every individual pod. Each pod has 3 buttons: stats for CPU and memory, logs to stream the container output, and console to open a shell inside the container, all without touching the terminal. And if you want to see the raw Kubernetes config, hit the YAML tab. You can read and edit it directly here. K9s opens straight to the pod's view. Top bar shows your cluster name, CPU, and memory usage, updating live. The list shows every pod: name, ready status, restarts, CPU, memory, IP, all in real time. Navigate with arrow keys. Press D to describe a pod, same as kubectl describe.
Press L to stream live logs from that container.
To switch views, just type a colon and the resource name. Let's jump to deployments. Same for services. And namespaces. Press question mark anytime to see all the shortcuts. That's the full setup. K3s for the cluster, Portainer to see everything in a browser, K9s to navigate in the terminal, and real persistence with PostgreSQL. A few things to keep in mind. Always export the kubeconfig. Leave UFW off or open the right ports, and you need at least 2 gigs of RAM. To uninstall everything cleanly, run the K3s uninstall script. Thanks for watching.